A very warm morning, afternoon, or evening to everyone tuning in. Welcome back to another season of the ADIS podcast. I'm Akash Balasubramanian from the 11th grade.
I'm Agamjot Singh from the 11th grade.
I'm Shrivta Kamaram from 12th.
I'm Asmi Patil from the 11th grade.
And welcome to the second season of the ADIS podcast. Now, what is this podcast? It's basically an opportunity for students like us to express our views, to express our opinions, to say what comes in our minds, our line of thoughts.
Also, 10 years down the line, if I were to see this podcast, if YouTube is still prevalent, I would find it nostalgic in a way, you know?
So we all have seen last year's podcast. So how are you inspired from it?
Honestly, it's such a great opportunity to continue this legacy put forth by our four seniors from last year's podcast. And this year we're planning on making it more inclusive and more voicing out other students' opinions, giving more consideration to what they feel is needed in this podcast.
I also feel that this year's podcast will make it more inclusive. We'll talk about topics which the students actually require or they feel that they don't have much knowledge about. And we'll try our best to, research upon that and try our best to voice our opinions on those certain topics, allow for the students to understand what is right, what is wrong, how to go forward. And I believe that is the main core of this podcast. Students helping students.
Well, we're here to talk about something special. As you all know, this is the 50th year of ADIS. ADIS was established all the way back in 1975, and it started off as a small school. And today, it's one of the most leading institutions in Abu Dhabi.
We are really proud students of this institution. This institution has definitely given us a lot, and again, it has given us a lot of opportunities, many ways to express ourselves, many ways in which we can nurture our talents, and many of our interests are being nurtured by this institution in very promising ways, and I think this is one of the best that we can find in Abu Dhabi here.
So therefore, as our dear Agamjot has said, we will be talking on every student's issues, not only issues, what is happening in our school basically in this podcast, in this series.
And how we plan to celebrate the Golden Jubilee. Especially in a foreign country as such, the UAE, being a school with a foreign educational board and still being an eminent part of the society. It's something which is really commendable. Going to a foreign country, going with a foreign board and still getting so much support from the society. It's something which is truly remarkable and should be celebrated. Half a century, it's not a small time. So, what do you think of this milestone, 50 years?
Over these 50 years, we have seen a lot of annual days, sports meets, science fairs, and whatnot. Basically, ADIS gave us everything, to be honest. And we're not just here to talk about what ADIS has achieved so far. We're here to see what's to come next.
Again, ADIS has always given an opportunity to students to express their views, and that too in many student-led programs like the ADIS MUN that we had, TEDx that we had.
The ADIS podcast itself.
ADIS podcast in itself, yes, of course. So these programs has led a lot of students to express their opinions. One of the platforms is definitely ADIS podcast again. So again, giving students this much opportunity, this much freedom is quite rare, and I think we're really thankful for ADIS to give us this opportunity. Yeah.
And just looking back at our history, at the school's history, seeing how far we've come as a school, as a society, as a family, like you mentioned earlier, it's something very remarkable. It's something which has united the Indian students of the UAE, and seeing how far we've progressed, it gives us a vision of what we can do in the future as well, of how far we can progress even more.
Right. ADIS is not just a place where we learn. It's like a place where we grow together.
Now, obviously, being a part of this podcast, being one of the 4 select students, representing our school, it's an honor. It is definitely a very great platform given to us to not only represent ourselves, represent the student body as a whole, and to talk about the views, talk about the issues, talk about the opinions that engulf the world, the many things that are happening in our society, the many different views and personalities we have, to bring that all together in one platform.
Stay tuned for more episodes. Until then, this is Shriyukta.
This is Asmi.
This is Akash.
And this is Agam, and this is the ADIS podcast.